Oscar De La Hoya says that he will personally give a championship fighter $5 million if they fight 5 championship fights in 1 year. Now, I don't know if that you got to defend your belt or if you go up and challenge another one. I think he allow you to go up and down. And he basically said there'll never be another 90s type of fighter. Let's talk about it. I thought this was interesting. I wanted to get around to this, man. So I thought this was really, really interesting. Because, yeah, I remember those days, man. You had like several, championship fights on one card, one pay-per-view card back in the day and all that type stuff, man. And times have definitely changed. That's what we can say. Times have definitely changed. And, drastically. I mean, I think De La Hoya, in his heart of hearts, want to get back to the way it was. I mean, I want us to get back to the way it was in boxing. But, anytime you put the weak in power, you make the poor rich, like they made this sport. Of course, it's kind of like if you don't have control, like, okay, let's not even call it fasting, because fasting and starving is one. What happens when you starve somebody 24 hours? Yes, science will tell you the majority of people are probably going to eat double the calories they would have ate had they ate a regular meal, ate the day before. So, day before, let's say you ate 3,000 calories, whatever. Now you starve for 24 hours, you're going to overindulge, eat, 6,000, calories. So, of course, so when you deprive somebody of power, when they get it, they're going to run off with it. And naturally, that's human nature. That's human's nature, But these fighters getting all this money and they think, it's going to last forever and they ain't worried about the legacy or nothing like that no more. And somebody say legacy don't pay bills. I think Fury said something like that. That's a lie. That's a lie. You know what I'm saying? Muhammad Ali sold his name. That's how he retired with money. So that's a bold-faced lie. And I always bring that fact up, But I mean, yeah, that'd be dope. And people say, "Oh, it's too much fighting. They're not going to be the same. They're going to be the tomato cans, and it's all the same." You got guys that got 30 fights, less than 40 fights, that's broken up like Keith Thurman, always injured. They do more damage outside the ring, not fighting, than inside the ring. Look at Errol Spence. First thing Charlo said he gonna do when he got his Canelo check after he laid down for Canelo and spread an eagle for him. What did he do? I'm going to get something to drink. This nigga said he going to get some liquor. These dudes do more harm being out the year 6 months, a year and a half, 2 years, than being active. They damaging their body. And then they try to spar to stay sharp instead of trying to fight to stay sharp. More injuries. Joel Diaz told me in an interview years ago. Trainer Dimitri Bivol trained Tim Bradley. He told me years ago that interview might be over 10 years now. That's crazy. He told me years ago that more injuries occur in sparring than they do in a real fight. His eye actually got injured from a sparring match. You notice his eye. He told us that happened in sparring. Because think about it. You fighting 12 rounds and you sparring 120 rounds just throwing out a random number for a particular fight. I mean, come on. But if you constantly fighting, you ain't got to spar as much. And De La Hoya trying to bring the game back. But today, to utilize 5 fights, that means either you're going to have to take a pay cut to hop on anybody card, or you're going to get to be able to jump on any network. Or out the blue, somebody's going to provide the sauce for you to dip in on one network. Somebody's going to say, we got 5 dates for you to fight on. And I think that's the way it should be. Boxing should be broke down into tiers. A are main event type fighter, or A+ guys or pay-per-view fighter, which is only a handful of guys. 2 or 3 guys, maybe they can pull a pay-per-view on their own, respectable. A fighters are guys that can headline a card. You got B tier guys, for the right fighter, they can headline it. They mostly co-main event. You know, then you got see guys that's like, journeyman, prospects on the rise, stuff of that. That's how it should be broken down to. And got those type of guys that's going to be on the undercard, guys on the rise. It should be no mistaking about it. And what De La Hoya is saying is they need to get back to the activity. And the more reps they get in actual fights, the better they gonna be. I'm trying to tell you, the better these guys are gonna be, and the more reps that they get in the fight, the better they gonna be. Straight up. So, but here and now, they fight once a year. All that. These fighters could be so much better with more repetition. But ain't nobody want to move unless it's a certain type of money. You can't blame them. If somebody give you $2 or $3 million to move to fight, and then they say, well, we got $1 million for you, $900K, $1.5 million to get in the ring, and most dudes gonna say, no, I just wait to make that $2 million to fight once a year. They not looking about the benefits. They looking at it as a job. Oh man, I gotta go on 2-3 training camps just to make what I would make in one fight. They're not looking at the repetition. How they getting better and better and better. They're not looking at it that way. But but shit, that is what it is. But yeah, nobody gonna take that. Somebody's gonna have to lay the groundwork for that. Somebody's gonna have to go out there and lay out the plan. Love to see Crawford fight 5 times a year. Love to see Canelo fight 5 times a year. Canelo closest thing on that level doing it. Bam Rodriguez. Now you knew you way. More than likely, you're going to get that from one of them smaller guys that'll do that. Love to see Charlo defend his belt 5 times a year. Jamal or Jamil. Love to see Better Be at Beaver defend their belts, 5 times a year. Somebody. You know how much exposure that's going to do? That's going to be like a Kyle Ripken record, Iron Man baseball record. Oh my God, he fought 5 times a year. And people going to act like that's bananas. One day, I think Mayweather at the beginning of his career won a title fight. He won a champion year. He fought like 12 or 13 times one year. You know what I'm saying? And people say, what's the Mayweather effect? And I don't think Mayweather intended for that. Mayweather said, you know what, I got bad hands. Take 6 months to build a pay-per-view. I'm going to come in, fight once a year, and everybody else just start following that blueprint. The numbers got so inflated, what they paying the fighters, the numbers got so inflated that, they only can afford to put fighters on once or twice a year. It's as simple as that. They only can afford to put fighters on once or twice a year. And that's exactly what happened. But so be it. But De La Hoya is trying to bring the game, but then again, you got to have the participation of everybody else, of the major players. And if everybody worked together, that could be very, very possible. That could be very possible if everybody worked together. But they done did so much shady shit, they can't nobody trust nobody. That's why the saying, there's no honor amongst thieves come from. That's where that come from. There's no honor amongst thieves. That's exactly where that come from. But like I said before, I would love to see somebody attempt that. That's kind of like a tournament style. Get $5 million on top of whatever you're doing. Have De La Hoya write the contract up. Start in January. Come back in March. Come back in June and July. Oh shit, it's gonna be tight. It's gonna be tight. January, March. I say about June at the latest. Come back around August, September, then come around in December. So what? You said January. Probably quick turnaround March, June, September, December. Yeah. Ain't mean it got to be the top 5 contenders. You know what I'm saying? But pretty sure it got to be solid competition. And it's been done before. So, you know, today, there are so much better athletes than the guys who yesterday. They should have no problem doing it. They run higher, they jump higher, they play better skill sets than the guys before them, y'all say. Here you go. Here you go. Why I tie? What Pootie Tang say? Why I tie? Ta-da. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I like the challenge, man. I hope somebody take it, but more than likely it's going to be somebody below the welterweight division, probably below the super featherweight division that's going to take that on. Trust and believe me, it's going to be somebody, among in that crowd that's going to do it. And that's just my humble opinion on it. You know, that's just my humble opinion on it. But, you know, let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live or drop video financially. Want to support the channel? Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole 9. Addition to that, check out my main channel on my Detroit channel, Mercy Sports Talk. Check out my new channel, Free Game 89, FR33 Game 89. That links in the link tree and those in the description. Both of them. Peace.